Minus 10, 9, 8.
The clock is operating. We're underway.
Tranquility Base here. Endeavor, go at throttle.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2014 USCSA National Championships as we broadcast to you live from the 1980 Ski Jumping Winter Olympic venue in Lake Placid, as we are about to bring you live coverage of the USCSA Ski Jumping Extravaganza. Hope everyone is enjoying the broadcast as we are ready to fire up here. Boss Hogg alongside Alex Beatty. Alex, we are now at an incredible location here in Lake Placid at the ski jumping venue, and we are about to get underway with some incredible action as we watch these flyers come down this incredible ramp onto the landing strip to impress the 450 athletes that are gathered here today for our big cookout and extravaganza. First time we've been at an Olympic jump, Alex Beatty, and welcome. I'm glad you're here with me.
Absolutely, boss. It's been a Peabody and Sherman-like voyage through history here as we're at this historic Lake Placid venue. Excited to see three of collegiate ski jumping's top athletes come down the ski jump today. Should be an exciting performance. I personally have never seen anything like it.
Well, we are going to bring you some exciting ski jumping action here from the USCSA National Championships. Of course, we were at the Alpine venue all day long today. We had doubleheader coverage as both the men and the women were having their Alpine slalom competition, but now back tonight. The cookout is going on. 450 athletes below us. They're eating hamburgers and hot dogs. They are eating macaroni and cheese, and they're being entertained by these incredible ski jumpers here in Lake Placid.
Absolutely, boss. It's a great time here for all these athletes. They get a chance to gather around, socialize at this beautiful venue here, eat some great food, trade stories from the week, and just meet each other. They've been competing against each other all week, and it's great to see them come out and support these ski jumping athletes.
As we can see, we have our cameraman, Matt Goodwin, at the top of the 90-meter ski jump here. Take a look at this video, ladies and gentlemen. Goodwin set up on the top of, it looks like a ride at Six Flags. It's unbelievable as we are getting ready to get underway here. Look at these athletes get ready to fly as we bring you coverage here from the Olympic jumping venue in Lake Placid. It looks like we have our first jumper now on the ramp, ready to fly down the ramp here, and here he goes. He's on it. And there you have it, folks. Our first ski jumper here from the USCSA, a big jump extravaganza on a Friday night in beautiful Lake Placid. You know, Alex Beatty, we do this every single year at the USCSA National Championships. It's always some big event. Last year, of course, when we were out in Sun Valley, we had a great opportunity to see the big air, and we saw kids just hucking huge tricks off an 80-foot kicker. We had 2 years prior to that in Sun Valley, the big dual panel slalom that Harry Ricker put together for us. We ran that in Sunday River the year before. We had another big air competition. This is certainly, though, our biggest event to date, as we have never had a ski jump. Look at these flyers go. Wow. Unbelievable as they are flying down this ski jump here in Lake Placid.
Absolutely, boss. This will be the biggest air event we've ever had broadcast for the USCSA Broadcast Network. These athletes flying like I've never seen before. Ski jumping, not the most popular event by numbers in the USCSA, but definitely the most exciting in thrills. These athletes are wired for an exciting event, and it's going to be great to see them come down, boss. We have 3 collegiate athletes from the USCSA. They'll be coming down in just a bit. Katie Stone from the University of Vermont St. Michael's Torin Laliberte, and UVM's Ben Emery. So should be an exciting show there for everyone watching. Three of the top ski jumpers in collegiate ski jumping.
Indeed, as you can see, they are high above Lake Placid here at the top of the 90-meter jump. As our next jumper now off the bar, and he's on it. Under the lights, it's spectacular. You know, it's scary enough to drive into Lake Placid, Alex Beatty, when you see these two monstrosities standing high above everything else in Lake Placid. But then to actually see these kids take off from the top of this tower, hit the lip, probably traveling a good 60 miles an hour as they come off the lip, and then flying 100, 110, 120 feet down or meters down this thing. It's just simply fascinating.
Absolutely, boss. Originally built in 1911, the Lake Placid ski jump has been one of the premier ski jumping venues in the area, renovated in time for the 1932 Olympics. I believe it was Governor Franklin Delano Roosevelt that cut the ribbon at the official unveiling ceremony, and since then it has been a figure in the Lake Placid skyline.
Wow, it's like the Wikipedia of ski jumping here. Alex Beatty impressing everyone. In our fourth day of competition, ladies and gentlemen, we take all of the athletes. We make a big bonfire, a huge cookout. We're serving bratwursts and cheeseburgers along with all the goodies, cookies and cakes and ice cream. All of our athletes here from all of the schools. 55 colleges represented, 450 athletes. And they're all gathered around on the fourth night of competition to celebrate this 2014 USCSA National Championship. Now our next jumper on course. Here he goes. He's on it. And safely down. You know, it's scary enough just to look at this thing in the day. I can't imagine how these guys can get it up to go down this thing in the day, but it is night here in Lake Placid, and under the lights, they have no fear whatsoever.
Absolutely, boss. Experience definitely the name of the game here. These athletes have done this jump so many times. They know it backwards and forwards. Every ski jump, just a little bit different, minor tweaks in the athletes' preparation required to tackle these different jumps set up throughout the country. But these athletes know the Lake Placid jump very well, and it has shown, boss. We've seen a lot of clean runs there. Athletes flying very far down this ski jump. Should be exciting to see our collegiate competitors getting underway shortly.
Indeed it will be. Sit back and relax, folks, here on the USCSA Broadcast Network as we bring you coverage from the Olympic jump festivities here, all part of our USCSA National Championship coverage on the Broadcast Network. Of course, we'll be broadcasting tomorrow morning live back at Whiteface Mountain for the men's and women's dual panel slalom, one of the most exciting events here at USCSA National Championships. Coverage begins at 9:30 tomorrow morning on the USCSA Broadcast Network. Tune in at broadcast.uscsa.com. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/USCSA or on Twitter at USCSA as well. Pop some popcorn. Grab yourself a Coca-Cola out of the refrigerator. Kick back in the Barco Lounger. You are in for a treat here on the Broadcast Network tonight as Boss Hogg and Alex Beatty bring it to you live. Alex, have you had a chance to get down there and get some of the good vittles coming off the grill?
Absolutely, I have, boss. Delicious spread put forth by the USCSA for these athletes. I had 3 hamburgers and a hot dog. It was the perfect cap to an amazing day of ski race announcing that we had the slalom competition taking place earlier today. Some exciting sparks flying from this Rocky Mountain College team that's been dominant all week.
Rocky Mountain College, certainly they hit the jackpot today over on the Alpine Hill. Frida Svedberg coming out and winning another gold medal. She was the victor in the giant slalom a couple of days ago, and now back with another gold medal in victory for Rocky Mountain in the women's slalom. And then an amazing performance by the little baby bomb. That's Eric Hoagbaum taking over his brother and winning his first national championship in the men's slalom today at Whiteface. What an exciting day, and a perfect cap to the end to a great day here in Lake Placid. here at the Olympic Jumping Arena, as we are seeing, well, many of the athletes. You know, we started out, Alex, with a 5-year-old coming down the smaller jump. There are 4 different jumps here at the Olympic Jumping Arena in Lake Placid, and they start them off early, just like ski racers. But we saw a 6-year-old come down the 20-meter jump, and, you know, we always wondered, how does one get involved in ski jumping? I mean, like, how do you go down the first time and take off the first hit? And then we got to see for ourselves exactly how it happens. These kids starting out on a smaller jump, then they move their way up to the 40-meter, the 60-meter, and then ultimately to the big 90-meter hill. But it is amazing to watch these athletes fly through the air.
Absolutely, boss. It takes a certain kind of insanity to do ski jumping. It's one that must be nurtured at a very young age, and we've seen some very young athletes competing here. See them take off that little jump in the center of this course. Incredible to watch them catch just a few feet of air to start, but they will graduate to higher and higher jumps, and someday they'll be the ones coming down from this 90-meter jump, the lit-up jump here at this Lake Placid Jumping Arena. Intimidating for sure for these 5- and 6-year-olds, boss.
Right now, you can see one of the 10-year-olds coming off the 20-meter jump. He was in the back seat, but now coming to a stop. Quite amazing here, and we're glad you're enjoying it as well online at USCSA.com. Dave McCahill, one of the local Lake Placid ski jumpers, born and raised here in Lake Placid. A collegiate ski jumper in his entire life, a competitive ski jumper. He is down in the venue right now giving all of the athletes a great show on the microphone. While Alex Beatty and myself, we sit up here in the broadcast booth with a great vantage point of this beautiful venue. You know, you think about what happened here back 20 or 34 years ago in 1980 during the Winter Olympic Games. This place just packed and crawling with athletes from all over the world. And it doesn't appear much has changed here in Lake Placid at the jumping venue. The exact same venue and many of the buildings the same. The only thing that has really evolved are the jumpers themselves. You know, ski jumping for women now in the Olympic Games. Their first outing in Sochi, Russia here just a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if I could do it. Alex, you think you could come down that 90-meter hit right there?
Who says I haven't, boss? How do you know I haven't been practicing my ski jumping technique?
I never claimed I knew everything you did. I learn something every day. Folks, if you've never been to an Olympic ski jump, I would certainly recommend you checking one out. It is absolutely fantastic. As we see these athletes enjoying themselves and all of the USCSA athletes below us enjoying a great cookout and camaraderie. We used to call this event the opening ceremonies. We used to do it on the first night of competition at national championships, but we found that it worked out better to move it later on in the week. Many of the athletes have had the opportunity to complete their events. However, tomorrow a full slate of competition, including snowboard, giant slalom. We've got the dual panel slalom, Nordic events taking place, cross events taking place. So a full schedule of national championship competition tomorrow all over Lake Placid. And then we get together for the final awards ceremony at the Lake Placid Convention Center tomorrow night starting at 7:30. That's when all the racers take off their race gear and put on their nice fancy Let's Go Out gear. And it is a real party at the Convention Center tomorrow night.
Absolutely, boss. All the tension from the week has evaporated. These athletes no longer are forced to compete against each other in any events. Just a relaxing time. They get to know each other and hang out and meet some of the people that they've been so fiercely competing against all week. So just a great event, boss.
Now they've moved the competition over to what appears to be, the 60-meter jump. It's a mid-sized jump here. I guess this is how they train these athletes, Alex Beatty. They'll start them off on the 20-meter hill. Once you've been able to perfect that and manage your way all the way down the landing hill on that, they just move you over to the next jump, and the next thing you know, you're flying down this thing at 65 miles an hour. You know it's tall in the sky when it has to have an airplane red warning beacon at the top of the tower. You know you're quite up there. And certainly our cameraman, Matt Goodwin, at the top of the run here, he is up there high as he sees these jumpers now resetting, walking up the ramp. They're going to slide out onto the bar and get ready to come down as well. Take a look at that, folks. There is Matt Goodwin all the way up the hill. And I'm just glad to be here in the broadcast center. I don't think I'd want to be a cameraman on this one.
And look at them go, boss. You have to think that after climbing up this ski jump, there must be a little bit of exhaustion in those legs. Let's make it hard to focus on the task at hand, getting down safely, but these guys are pros. They know exactly what needs to be done. They know what needs to be left in the tank for the actual jump itself, and so far we've seen some really high-flying stuff, boss.
Well, you know, Alex, I know I would never go down the ramp and jump off this thing, but having watched them climb the actual stairwell, I don't believe I'd walk up the thing either. You know, so coming down is completely out of the question, but take a look at this thing. I mean, look at the angle of descent that these kids are coming down. As we show you the shot here from the very top of the 90-meter jump, these athletes now resetting for their second run coming down. As you can tell, we are experienced alpine ski racing announcers here at the USCSA Broadcast Network. We don't know much about ski jumping, but it's okay because we're here to have fun tonight, and more importantly, we're here to share this wonderment with all of our viewers out there on the World Wide Web. We're glad you've joined us here on the USCSA Broadcast Network. As you can see, multiple jumps being used simultaneously here at the Ski Jumping Extravaganza in Lake Placid tonight. On a gorgeous Friday night, a full moon, clear skies. We had the big snowpocalypse Vulcan roll in here 2 days ago, dumping almost 2 feet of snow over all of the venues. Caused us to have to postpone one of our alpine events, and we doubled up today, ran the ladies and the men's together. A big day on the Alpine Hill. But they have cleared it all off, and it is a beautiful night. About 30 degrees here in Lake Placid. Not a cloud in the sky, and it appears from our vantage point, Alex, that everyone is having the time of their lives down here at the Big Cookout.
Absolutely, boss. We just saw Torin Laliberte, an 18-year-old freshman from St. Michael's, the reigning national champion. In the silver, he just came down, but I believe in the blue right there is Ben Emery, a sophomore from UVM. Originally from North Conway, New Hampshire. And you know, boss, New Hampshire, the only state in the U.S. that has a high school ski jumping program. We see a lot of athletes coming out of New Hampshire, and no surprise there. They've been training throughout their lives, and they get a chance to actually compete on the high school level. So all 3 of our collegiate competitors in the USCSA today, all originally from New Hampshire, boss.
Actually, the USCSA National Jumping Championship took place last week in Lebanon, and we crowned a national champion in both the ladies and the men's.
And one of them was Torin Laliberte. Boss, looks like they maybe Katie Stone had a little bit of trouble there coming down the jump. I hope that she's okay, Boss. A little bit slow to get up there.
As you can see, all of the athletes from the USCSA competition gathered down here on the deck of the beautiful facility at the Jumping Center here in Lake Placid. And our view high atop here, the 90-meter jump. Of course, this is the 120-meter jump right next to the 90-meter jump. It is not being used tonight. I can't imagine going up any higher than the 90-meter jump, Alex Beatty. That's plenty high for me, but there is something higher here. It does not appear that that is snowed in, and they're using that jump, so most of the competition's coming off of the 90-meter platform.
That's right, Boss. You can see some ski tracks down that higher jump. Looks like someone had a fun time last night climbing up there and skiing down. Looks like Katie Stone from UVM. She is okay. Got up and walked off the course there, so we're happy to see that, of course. Katie Stone, been ski jumping for 4 years, originally from Weir, New Hampshire. She's here competing today with this USCSA crew.
And it looks like the athletes getting ready back to the 90-meter hill here as they climb their way up to the top. They're getting set for their second round. You can see them edging out onto the platform. I mean, it's truly horrifying, Alex Beatty. I want no part of that whatsoever.
Absolutely, boss. And I've been informed that the athlete now getting ready to do the jump is only 13 years old. Can you imagine, boss, at age 13 being told that you have to ski down and jump off of a 90-meter ski jump? Impossible to imagine, boss.
You know, raising an alpine skier ourselves, we were always accused of perhaps an odd form of child abuse. Put him in a helmet, strap him to a pair of sleds, and send him at 65 miles an hour down a downhill run. We probably should have been arrested for it. But instead, we raised a son who loved it. He absolutely is exhilarated by all things extreme. And I have a pretty good feeling that these moms and dads of these ski jumpers, they are the same type. They are raising kids to do what they absolutely love to do. And I don't think anybody's being made to do this at all, because I'd just say no. I'd move out to another country. I think these kids can't wait to get up, and it doesn't matter how old they are, as we see now, our 13-year-old ski jumper getting ready to make his way down the 90-meter track. As he sits on the bar, he edges out onto the snow.
Look how cool and calm he is, boss. I talked to some of the athletes and parents. It's incredible. They treat this as such a casual experience, and there he goes now off the jump. Look at him fly, boss.
Truly spectacular. 13 years old, flying through the air down this 90-meter hill in Lake Placid.
See just how smooth that landing was. Incredible, no shock there. His knees didn't buckle under the force. Just amazing, an acrobatic display there by that particular ski jumper.
And he's on it. Wow, what a huge jump all the way to the bottom of the landing area. We'd like to be able to give you the names of these exhibition jumpers, but we do not have them here in our broadcast center. But just know, these kids are definitely the real deal.
Well, they're the forerunners, boss. We don't announce names or times or anything. Always an honor to be selected as a ski jumping forerunner. Boss, as a former ski jumper yourself, tell me if you ever had the honor.
I stopped a long time ago. I put it out of my head, and I don't ski jump anymore. I was thinking the other day, I don't even like to go over big bumps on the ski hill. Like if I get off the snow, boss is very uncomfortable. The great thing about tonight's broadcast, it's not really a sporting event. It's more like a parade of roses on, January in Pasadena, or perhaps the Macy's Day Parade. I feel like Al Roker, doing a broadcast tonight.
At least we don't have to be outside, right?
It is nice, warm, and cozy here in the broadcast center at the Olympic Jumping Facility in Lake Placid. Of course, all the athletes from the USCSA rolling in as we see our next jumper coming across flying like an eagle through the bird.
A lot of science that goes into preparing those suits, boss. They can't be too tight, but they also can't be too loose. Got to get the perfect aerodynamic combination there. They're part foam, part polyester. Truly a scientific achievement itself, as are the skis, designed to give the athletes an extra level of flight there as they act like the wing of an airplane, getting them more distance. It's ever important. As much physics involved in ski jumping as in ski racing, and these athletes know how to harness every available energy at their disposal.
Looks like it's Niles Lucy we're hearing from the in-venue announcer from Lake Placid, New York. Most of these exhibition jumpers are local folks here from Lake Placid.
Absolutely, boss. Just another casual Friday night for these athletes. Believe they do this every week, and it's really showed here.
And he's on it. And a big jump again. The kids going crazy here from the USCSA down here on the patio. Great entertainment for all of the athletes here at Nationals. Of course, most of the athletes getting in last weekend, Saturday or Sunday. Monday was a training day. Our first day of competition began on Tuesday. A full slate including alpine, Nordic, and snowboard and freestyle events taking place on Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday was a snow day for the alpine competition, although we did get the border cross and the skier cross in for the men. And then back to the hill today on day 4 of this national championship competition week here in Lake Placid. Spectacular performances from all of the athletes. It's great to see them finally be able to cut loose a little bit on a Friday night here in the Olympic town of LP.
Now our next jumper coming down, boss. into that tuck and the skis in that V formation, and look at that. Another crystal clear landing for these athletes. They are pros, future Olympic champions for sure, boss, and we got to see them here at this young age. Can't wait to see them in 8 years at the next Olympic event, boss.
You know, Alex Petey, we sent the USCSA broadcast team to Lake Placid Jumping Facility a couple of days ago. As you can see, the beautiful lights of downtown Lake Placid here from high atop the ski jump. A couple of days ago, we brought the broadcast team out here and we cut some footage using the USCSA Dandy Cam. Silas Haggerty, of course, the pilot of the Dandy Cam. But I'll tell you something, it was fantastic footage he got for us. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and break away for that. We'll send it over to our studio producer, Alan Price. Here is some footage from the Dandy Cam, taken just a couple of days ago as we rolled in here to Lake Placid from the USCSA broadcast team. Almost scary when you see it in the daytime, isn't it, Alex Petey?
Absolutely, boss. Intimidating. You see, it's the first thing you see when you ride in here to Lake Placid. You're wondering, what is that? Some kind of mining rig, some oil rig set up? But no, it's a ski jump. This is where magic happens. Olympic magic, boss. Lake Placid, the home of 2 Olympic Games, and you can see why. Just a beautiful venue here at this ski jumping arena.
Of course, the USCSA broadcast team flew in from all over. The team members from all over the United States. We all met in Albany, New York. That was about the closest place we could fly inexpensively. And we got into Albany. We met up. We rented a car. We drove up here to Lake Placid, and it was indeed the first thing we ran into. I thought it was some amusement park, you know, with some kind of thrill ride, and as we got closer and closer, we saw exactly what it was, and truly impressive as you drive into Lake Placid.
Absolutely, boss. Just a couple miles down the road is the Olympic bobsled venue, one of only 17 bobsled venues in the Western Hemisphere. Recently, the United States Bobsled Championship happened there about a few months ago. Those top athletes qualifying for the Olympics in Sochi, where the bobsled team did very well. I believe they got a couple of medals in the bag for the Team USA, and they got their start here at this bobsled arena in Lake Placid.
Of course, another big jumping facility out in Park City, Utah, at the Utah Olympic Park, where they combine a jumping facility and a sliding facility. You know, you're always going to have these facilities in Olympic towns. Unfortunately, there's only a couple of Winter Olympic towns in the United States. Jumping, though, a little bit more widespread, especially up in New England, as you'll see small hills that kind of pop up all over the place. So ski jumping, certainly in New England, has been popular for a long, long time. But now we see most of the athletes kind of gravitating towards the big Olympic-sized jumps, certainly here in Lake Placid and out in Park City as well. As we got to see in the Olympic Games in Sochi, most of those athletes living either in Lake Placid or in Park City. There is the sliding track. If you're watching our video broadcast, that is where all of the sliding events, the luge and the bobsled in the 1980 Olympic Games took place. Of course, if you want to see anything in Lake Placid or within 500 miles of Lake Placid, all you have to do is come here to the top of the ski jump. You'll be able to see it. Have some of the younger kids now back on the 20 and 40 meter jumps, just entertaining the crowds here. A fun night, a night off from competition. You know, it gives all the athletes, too, Alex, the opportunity to meet each other and spend some time outside of competition with each other.
That's right, boss. Just a chance to unwind before the all-important dual panel slalom event. Looks like we had a competitor take a little bit of stumble there on the hill. Looks like he is sitting up, so hopefully he's okay. Had a little yard sail there at the bottom of that ski jump, boss.
Now, I got to tell you, when these kids crash, it is a nasty crash, but it appears that they kind of gather themselves, they pick up their equipment, they shake out the cobwebs, and they're right back up the stairs to try it again. This is not for the faint of heart, folks, I'll tell you.
My heart stops every time they go off one of these jumps, let alone when they have a little crash at the bottom. But looks like he's okay, that jumper there, getting up now, so I'm sure he'll be back at it later today or tomorrow. That never stops for these athletes, boss, and they know how to get up from a fall.
Well, I have to think that before you actually learn how to successfully land these ski jumps, you probably are very unsuccessful in landing these ski jumps. And so I have a feeling that falling is probably part of the learning curve here in ski jumping. Dave McCahill, now one of our resident ski jumpers, he's providing the announcing and program for the in venue. I wished he was up here with us. He'd be able to tell us a little bit more about it. But that's why you have to come out here to Lake Placid and enjoy one of these jumping exhibitions here at the Olympic ski jump. Dave McCahill, probably the announcer you'll hear inside the venue. Certainly he is a plethora of knowledge and wisdom, information about the sport itself. And he is doing a great job entertaining the crowd down below. It looks like our crash ski jumper is up now, standing around answering math questions to make sure he's okay. Notice the length of the ski jumping skis, Alex Beatty. You know, we thought downhill skis back in the 70s and the 80s were long at 221, 225, sometimes as long as 235. These things dwarf those skis, don't they?
Absolutely, boss. The ski jumping skis need to be at least 147% of the athlete's body height in length, of course. And that explains why the skis are so long. Some length restrictions on the skis. Want to make sure that these athletes have a safe flight down the ski jump. So a little mathematics there. Not sure how they arrived at that 147% number. Must have something to do with the ratio of the athlete's height, waist height to leg height. There's some kind of science involved there. We'll leave that to the mathematicians. Looks like we have our next ski jumper now getting ready on the big 90-meter jump, boss. Of course, each of these athletes has a very intense pre-game ritual. I've been told that particular racer there eats 3 boxes of Pop-Tarts before each ski jump. Important to have those rituals, boss, as gets you in the zone for every event. I know the Alpine racers have them, the Nordic racers as well. Developed over years of practicing in these sports, so many different competitions. Levels of intensity. Make sure to keep that adrenaline in check so you're cool, calm, and relaxed for this level of competition.
You know, you take a look at the faces of some of these athletes as they sit high atop this this ski jump. I don't know if is that a look of fear or confidence or what exactly.
It's a look of trepidation, boss. They all have it. Combination of fear, excitement, and anticipation. Determination, grit, exuberance, jubilation. These athletes experience it all, boss. And
well, the one thing I know you'd never have to see is the look on Boss Hogg's face right before he took off the 90-meter ski jump, because Boss Hogg's never taking off on a 90-meter ski jump. Simple as that. Great fun here on a Friday night, folks. Thanks for joining us on the USCSA Broadcast Network as we bring you live coverage of the USCSA National Championship Jumping Extravaganza. This is the night we bring all 460 athletes together, have a big cookout, a big bonfire, and they have the opportunity to be with each other and meet each other outside of the competitive arena. We've just gotten some information here from our studio producer, Alan Price, that apparently the kids are demanding to go higher on the 90-meter jump. They, as if they've not been high enough, they are asking to move the bar up higher the 90-meter jump. So our cameraman, Matt Goodwin, here high atop the 90-meter platform, he is moving up as we speak, so they're going to get even more speed and more distance. You know, if they built them a 400-meter jump, you know there'd be 10 kids that wanted to go down it just as fast as they possibly could.
Absolutely, boss. The vein of insanity.
Well, look at them. You can see here. Let's switch to this camera shot right here, Alan. And look at this guy. He is so absolutely happy to be up at the top of this thing. He's only 5,000 feet up in the air. He's laughing and just can't wait. Come on, push it higher, he says.
I've been told this is Cooper. One name, Cooper, kind of like Madonna.
Yeah, or Prince, absolutely. I mean, if you're a ski jumper, you should be entitled to your own single name. In fact, I would change it from Cooper to a symbol of some kind.
That's right, an unpronounceable symbol.
The jumper formerly known as Cooper. Looks like Cooper is getting ready now to fly down this thing from high atop. He is all the way at the top of the 90-meter jump now. And they are set to come down. The beautiful lights of Lake Placid underneath us here from the Jumping Extravaganza, the 1980 Winter Olympic Jumping Arena here in Lake Placid.
Absolutely, boss, and the view's spectacular from all the venues here at Lake Placid. I got a chance to head up to the top of Whiteface Mountain yesterday and was treated to a panorama featuring Canada, New York, Vermont, 500 miles of viewing scenery there, a beautiful sunset from atop Whiteface Mountain. If you're anywhere around the upstate New York area, head on out to Whiteface. Some of the best skiing in the East, boss. Some of the most challenging terrain. Definitely a great place for a national championship ski race.
Alex, you had an opportunity to do a little free skiing in between runs at Alpine this week. You were all the way at the top at the start of the Olympic downhill, Franz Klammer, and that magic that took place in 1980, and you had a chance to actually shoot that entire run. Tell us about that.
Well, boss, it is a doozy of a ski run, very steep at the top, very winding downhill course, some incredible powder on that terrain, but boy, it really sucked the juices out of me, I have to say. Avoided a couple narrow spills there, a little bit narrowly, but really just a great ski run, and you can see that the level of competition of those downhill skiers in that race, it really was just intense. Of course, I made turns every couple seconds in that run. Those racers go as fast as they possibly can. I can't imagine what that's like, boss.
Looks like the 13-year-old now is getting ready to come down the big 90-meter ramp again. I did want to correct myself. Did I say Franz Klammer? Did I mean Ingemar Stenmark? I'm going to have to wiki on that. Hey, you are the pro on that. You should know all of the history of that.
I should, boss.
But
a little bit before my time.
Yeah, I understand. Here comes the 13-year-old as he sets and prepares himself for his jump.
See that tuck there with the hands backwards there, bent a little bit at the wrists. For maximum aerodynamic tuck there.
Well, and then they're actually, once they push off the lip, they're controlling their flight with their hands. Small little adjustments, opening the hands, kind of guiding themselves, trying to stay completely level. Just amazing what these athletes are able to do. And in the face of such incredible fear, it's just unbelievable. What a great show for us tonight here at the USCSA, courtesy of these fine jumpers from Lake Placid, New York. And if I'm not mistaken, Alex Beatty, that is the very top of the 90-meter ski jump right there. They are on the antennas.
That's right, boss. They've blazed a new trail for these ski jumpers going all the way up to the top of this ski jump. They demanded more. They want to bring some thrilling action for this crowd of USCSA Alpine and Nordic racers that have assembled here. They definitely want to turn some head, boss. It's great to see these athletes putting on a show.
And it looks like we are getting ready now for one of our big jumpers down the 90-meter hill. This is the 13-year-old. I wish we could get his name. We're going to try to find that out for you. As you can see, the lights of Lake Placid far underneath him from the top of the 90-meter tower, and he's on it. Spectacular. Truly spectacular.
Saw him just take off there, boss. He almost made it to that bottom point, a dotted line at the bottom of this ski jump. That's the maximum jumping distance for these athletes. Of course, these athletes scored both on distance and style points. Not sure how the style points get awarded, but could try to come up with our own system. I'd say full marks for the 13-year-old ski jumper we just saw go down, boss.
No doubt, a 9.5 from the American judge, Boss Hogg. Now our second jumper preparing to come down here on the 90-meter hill. Sliding gingerly out to the bar. Now strapping the boots down tight as he is ready to take flight. Some 60 miles an hour at the bottom of the takeoff, and he's on it. And another fantastic flying jump from this ski jumper. Just amazing.
Absolutely, boss. They make it look effortless. Can't imagine the thought and preparation that goes into each jump. Must be some mental gymnastics going on there to convince your body to climb to the top of this ski jump and then take off at 90 miles an hour down that ramp and into free fall there into the air. Really a spectacle to behold. Here comes Cooper now, taking off and landing successfully. Another flight for Cooper, the Pop-Tart King of Lake Placid, New York. And now he's
just jacking the crowd up. They absolutely love it. He is a complete rock star here at the USCSA Ski Jumping Extravaganza. Look at the size of the skis, too. Just incredible. So now he's making his way into the spectator area. You can see just a little bit further away is where the big cookout and party is going on. And he's on it.
Just been informed that this is Chris Lamp from New Hampshire now preparing for his jump, perched atop the high bar there, high atop this Lake Placid ski jump. Balancing act going on now, but preparing to take off, and there he goes, boss. Down the ski jump and into the air, taking flight like an eagle and landing successfully there. A balancing act as he scrubs his speed now into this enormous finish corral.
Oh my goodness, it looks like the fireworks have begun here in Lake Placid. Wow. Sit back and relax and enjoy, folks, the ski jumping extravaganza here courtesy of the USCSA Broadcast Network. We're going to leave you tonight. Make sure you join us here for the dual panel slalom tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. start time. I'd like to thank our cameraman, Matt Goodwin, here high atop the hill. Our studio producer, Alan Price, Silas Haggerty, halfway down, and my broadcast partner here, Alex Beatty. Alex, how much fun has this been?
It's been a phenomenal event, boss, and what a display. Beautiful fireworks here, incredible ski jumping. Just an incredible time, and I can't wait to kick it off tomorrow with the dual slalom.
We'll be back right then at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We hope you'll join us here on the USCSA Broadcast Network, and on behalf of all of us at USCSA, this is Boss Hogg saying so long, everybody.
young, so loud. Run back to school, yeah. Find out I don't want you only touch. I just want a soul shine. Anywhere you have me, love, better have me up on the wall. 'Cause baby, you love me. Let you push it. You push it while I go. We waited so long to find love. Just keep it moving.